Off you.
Good evening from Burton-on-Trent in Staffordshire on this Sunday, the 7th of March 2021. It's just gone 6 o'clock. We're a little bit late, actually, quarter past 6, just looking at the time there. Normally live at 6, but we've had a few technical issues. But we're live with Scott MacArthur in Antigavin in Northern Ireland. Good evening, Scott.
Good evening, Graham. Very good evening to you.
Yeah, and well done last night on your broadcast. That was really well done, professionally well done.
Thank you very much, Graham.
No problem. And good morning to Mike in British Columbia in Vancouver.
Good morning, Graham. Good morning, Scott.
Morning, Mike.
So so we fellas are fine and enjoying the snooker?
Yes, very.
Good. Right,
Taking a long time to get going this tournament, but we're getting there eventually.
It certainly has, and we're on quarterfinals, semi-finals now, and the final later on tonight, of course. Last night's results we'll go through in just a sec, but I think Mike's got some news for us.
Yeah, so I just wanted to quickly touch on the Bet Victor European Series winner Judd Trump and talk about Chris Wakelin beating Mark Selby. I mean, I was a real surprise. I thought they were going to meet in the semi-final.
Yeah.
It's quite a shocking result. When I heard Scott say it yesterday, I was like, "Really, Selby's out?"
Yeah,
quite a shocking result, really, when you look at it.
Yeah,
very much so. But at the same time, you've got to remember this is a best of 7 frame competition throughout. So therefore, shocks we're more susceptible to shocks with a shorter format.
That's very true. When there's 150,000 pounds on the line on top, you would have thought he would have made it past that. And actually, he started the match pretty good, but then
he did.
He crumbled a little bit under pressure. Maybe I'm not sure what it was, but Wakelin, once he got that 137, he looked like the stronger of the players.
Yeah.
But congratulations to Judd Trump on his European series win.
For the second consecutive season, actually, Trump has won that because he won it by winning Gibraltar last year, and now he's won it before he's even got to the final this year.
Well, crazy stuff.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I still couldn't believe that Selby lost though. And Murphy yesterday, of course, going out to Anthony Hamilton.
Yes.
4-1. That was like I do like Anthony Hamilton. I think he's a quality player, but Murphy didn't look at all like himself yesterday.
No. But I was watching Anthony Hamilton yesterday, and you know what I'm like with stats and things, but I was reminded of a match that he played against John Parrott in the World Championship in 1997. And Anthony Hamilton was the first player to make 3 consecutive centuries at the Crucible in 3 consecutive frames. So he is a good scorer, and he scored well again yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. He was scoring quite well as well, and to say he was playing someone of Murphy's caliber,
yeah,
he did. I think he had the match of his career, or match of the season so far, should we say? Not the career, but match of the season.
Yeah, because of course he's won a ranking tournament before the 2017 German Masters, but certainly as far as this season's concerned, that certainly was his best performance. Yes,
I agree. I totally agree. Yeah. Any more news there, Mike?
So Rhiannon Evans, who's the #1 ranked female snooker player, she had an article on Eurosport talking about the frustrations of the World's Women's Snooker Tour being not lockdown, but they're not playing. They haven't played any competitive matches in over a year. So, and she says she hopes this long break isn't detrimental to the longevity of the sport. So, thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it's one of them, isn't it? That you just I don't know I don't know. It's like I haven't really got a thought on it, mate. To be honest, I'm just like it's just like the agility of the game.
Yeah, she's just saying that they've had they haven't played a competitive match in over a year.
Again, it's down, I think that's down to circumstances of lockdown.
Oh, it's absolutely
Possibly that's all possibly I can say about it at the moment.
She also references a point that the World Snooker Tour is continuing. Like they've basically been going since May, but the difference is like they're not affiliated in any way. So the World Snooker Tour can't do anything to really help them because they're not affiliated. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Well, but
and I mean, I like Rhiannon Evans. She's a decent player actually. She's tried a couple of times to qualify for the World Championship. She actually lost to Ken Doherty in qualifying one year, Rhiannon. But
oh yeah.
But Rhiannon's won the Ladies World Championship 12 times, so she knows the state of the ladies game pretty well. And yeah, obviously it will be detrimental if they haven't played a competitive match for over a year. But again, as you say, Mike, because they're not affiliated, there's nothing anybody can sort of do about it.
Nothing they can do about it. Exactly.
So, although good on Rhiannon for drawing at the people's attention, because there's a lot of things going under the radar with lockdown and things. So good on Rhiannon for doing that.
Excellent point, Scott. Excellent point. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, and you had another question about the World Championships?
Oh, you want to get into the topic question right away? We can do that.
Can do. We can
yeah,
go
yeah.
Right. This could take a little. Based on the season so far and current form, which top 16 player is most susceptible to an upset in round 1 at the World Championships? I will start with Graham.
Ding Junhui, without a doubt.
Yep. Okay.
He just hasn't performed very well in many this season. Most tournaments that he's been in, and the Welsh Open he failed, the Gibraltar he's failed, Tour Championship he failed. Yeah, he might be playing Ronnie O'Sullivan in the Tour Championship, but
the Players Championship, you mean?
The Players Championship, sorry. But for someone of Dean's quality, he should have got through the Welsh against Zhang Zhu. He should have come through this tournament in Gibraltar, and he's just not really performed at all, in my view.
Yeah.
Scott, your thoughts?
I would say it's a toss-up between Ding and Barry Hawkins.
Okay. I think
really?
Ding's the obvious one for sure.
Yeah, Ding's the obvious one, but Hawkins hasn't done much really, so toss-up between those two.
We've got to see how he performs at the Tour Championship, Hawkins and Ding, really.
Well, Ding's not in the Tour Championship because he's not on the top 8 on the 1 year list.
Oh yeah. Okay. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how he gets on at the World and who he gets at the World Championship. Really.
Yeah.
That's one thing. Who he gets drawn against.
Of course. That's one of the ironies is that Bingham will have to qualify because although he's in the top 16 at the moment, provisionally he's down at 22, so he will have to qualify probably.
Hmm.
You wouldn't like to draw Bingham in the qualifiers, would you?
Well, no, he's a bit of a dangerous player when you look at Bingham and you think, oh, I wouldn't want to play him because he can really get you into positions that you don't want to get into on that table.
That is true. That is true.
Not many other players like that can do that. Like Selby can do it, I guess, and Higgins.
John?
Yeah, Higgins can do it. Ronnie doesn't as much.
No.
Judd can do it, but I think, Bingham is ball run. That's why it's called the ball run, right?
Yeah. How's Judd doing currently, Mike?
It's 2-1 for Judd.
Well done, Judd.
So my pick actually may surprise you. I figured we would all have Ding. I think he was an obvious one.
Yeah.
But my one is actually Kyron Wilson. I think he is that.
Right?
Yes, sir. I believe Kyron Wilson. If you look at his results this season and his current form, which was what was the question.
Yeah.
I think Kyron Wilson, he got a bit of a rough matchup, and looking at his results this season, I could see him taking a tumble in the first round. I'm not saying. I
agree, and I see where you're coming from with Wilson, but I also would like to pick, if I can, I'd also like to pick Neil Robertson. I think he's another one that could struggle.
Yeah. The wrong matchup, and of course it's matchup dependent, but
Sean Murphy.
That is a possibility. Yeah, that is another possibility. I take that on board.
I think it's possible. I think Neil Robertson is I think he makes it out of the first round, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Kyron Wilson, I look at his record for the season, and he hasn't had a very good season.
Look,
his best finish was the semi-final at the Players. Like he hasn't reached one final.
Well, he did win the ranking event version of the Championship League, to be fair.
Okay. All right.
And again, the Gibraltar Open, he lost to Matthew Selt.
He did.
That's a shocker, isn't it? Although Selt has been playing well, but
yeah.
Quarterfinals in Europe, quarterfinals in the English, 32nd in Northern Ireland, quarterfinal in the UK, quarterfinal in the Scottish, quarterfinal in the Grand Prix, last 64 in Germany, last 32 in Wales, semi-final at the Players, and last 32 at the last Gibraltar. That's his season.
So basically, he's got quarter-finalitis.
What's that?
He's got quarter-finalitis.
Pretty much, yeah. It goes against him losing in the first round. I'll grant you that, but wrong matchup. I could see something.
Well,
I know, and also you've got to take into account as well. Look, we're dealing on purely hypothetical. The World Championship, something like 42 days away, are we?
40. What is it? Yeah, it's got to be 42. Yep.
Yeah, we are 42 days away, but at the same time, so you can't predict all that far into the future. But at the same time, you've got to try and.
I think you've got to say as well that Ronnie is in the same boat as Wilson, although Ronnie's getting to the final. He's got finalitis, I think. If you put it in finalitis, Ronnie can't win a final this season so far.
Yeah, we've gone over this a few times. I'm not sure. Not sure what the story is there, but
you wouldn't say Ronnie's a shock at the World Champs, would you? Because even though sometimes you know what he can do and you know what he's like, is he not in your picks?
No, he makes it through the first round. The only guys that I'm worried about is Ding and Kyron. Those were my two kind of
one. But bear this in mind about O'Sullivan. Bar last year, obviously winning it is tremendous, but bar last year, he's had one quarter final in the 7 years before that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So his Sheffield record is not great.
It's just strange. It's just strange to see Ronnie O'Sullivan struggling the way he is at the moment. He's quite strange.
Well, not struggling because he's not playing badly, but struggling to win anything. I agree with you.
Struggling to win anything. And when, like we've said in the past about the Welsh Open final against Jordan Brown, should have won that. John Higgins, he was pressurised in. Mark Selby, another difficult opponent. So he's had difficult opponents in these finals. We have said that before. So, we're not going to cover that again. But, like you say, so then picks, like you said, are quite valid, the Ding Junhui and Neil Robertson and Kyron Wilson.
But then again, at the same time, you wouldn't be surprised if any of those three actually won it either, because they do have the quality.
Mark Allen's chances?
0.
Of first round loss or of winning it?
No, the winging it. Like Neil Foulds actually sort of said he's possibly in the running for it. He's in the mix
Yeah.
for it.
If you're looking for someone other than the obvious, like other than Ronnie and Judd and Neil and other than the sort of obvious, you'd go for Mark.
Yeah. So you're saying what percentage do you rate Mark Allen's chances, Scott?
About 45, 50?
Not a chance. Single digits.
Harsh.
Single digits.
Harsh.
Single digits.
Harsh.
I hope, because I like Mark Allen as a player, but I don't know. To win the whole thing, I would say that's a tough one.
Well, it was Neil Foulds' pick, sort of. Gotta say.
Mate, do you like Foulds as a commentator?
Yeah, I do actually. I think he's knowledgeable of the game. He wasn't very successful as a player, though, was he? But
one ranking tournament.
Yeah, but again, it's just. But his commentary is better than his playing.
Yeah.
Without
Oh boy, sorry, faulty fans. But yeah, right. So is that covered, Mike? Is
that's a great answers from all of you guys. I like it.
lovely stuff? Okay, so last night's results at the Gibraltar Open. We have the last 16 results. Your man Ersenbrecher was out, Mike.
Yeah, I saw that against Trump.
Lost 4-0 to Trump. Mark Allen beat Ricky Walden 4-1. Your man Scott. Stuart Carrington. That was a bit of a shock to me. Him beating David Gilbert. 4-1.
Yeah, that was.
And that's another guy. That's another guy that's struggling, isn't it? David Gilbert.
It is.
Yeah. Don't know really what's happened to him of late. I did like him because he's from my area. He's from Tamworth. So he's near where. But I've never met him or anything. But Jamie.
But he's not that far away, is he?
No, half an hour, something like that up the road. Jamie Clark lost 4-1 to Gudong last night as well. That was the end of last night's 16. And then this morning we had the quarterfinals. Jack Lazowski beating Luning 4-0. Stuart
4-3, wasn't it?
It's 4-3, yeah. 4-3.
Or was it 4-3? Sorry, I didn't get the end of that. Probably get this one wrong as well. Stuart Carrington 4, Gudong 1.
Correct.
Right? Yeah, that was his one. Quarterfinals. Matthew Selt beat Wakeling 4-0.
Wow.
Correct.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Impressive.
Trump beat Allen 4-0.
Well, to be honest, I've looked at the score sheet there, and Trump was scoring like a genius. So.
Oh dear.
131, 104, and 69 breaks.
Yeah.
It's quite strong. It's quite strong, isn't it? When you look at it like that.
Yep.
And then of course the first finalist was through. Jack Lazowski beating Stuart Carrington 4-3.
Yep.
And then we've got the latest score in the other semi-final. Judd Trump is currently 2-1 up, 3-1 up over Matthew Selt. 3-1 up.
Yeah. And I gave you an interesting stat off air, didn't I? That if Trump comes through as looks likely now, it would be the third time he's played Lazowski in a final this season, in the final of a ranking event. And that's the first time that has happened. The two players have played each other 3 times in finals. Ranking event finals, that is.
Wow.
I didn't. I like you said it off air, Scott. I didn't actually know that particular stat.
Well, thanks to Dave Hendon for that one.
Mr. Hendon. Hopefully, I'll be contacting him soon, and hopefully we'll get him on the show.
Yes.
That would be fantastic. But talking about guests, by the way, firstly, we'll talk about Chris Henry, because we've got him on Thursday night, the snooker coach extraordinaire.
Yeah.
He's going to come on for a good chat, a really deep conversation.
Make sure your brains are screwed in for that one.
Well, if they're not screwed before, they will definitely be after we've had him on.
Yeah, indeed.
if they're not screwed in, then he's screwed.
He'll screw us back. Don't worry about that. No pun intended, by the way, Chris. If you're listening in right now or you watch this afterwards. But no, we're really looking forward to you coming on, Chris. By the way, really looking forward. And we've got some good questions for you. Not too taxing, but hopefully you don't scrabble our brains.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, but like I say, we'll be interested. But tomorrow night is our very first guest of the 15 Red podcast, and it's the former Welsh professional, Gareth Allen. So I think we was going to talk a little bit about him, weren't we, guys?
Yep. Scott?
Well, you have got all the statistics there, have you, Mike?
Yeah, I brought up his Wikipedia, so we could kind of brush over, just kind of go over some things with him and stuff.
Yeah. By the way, if you're listening, and Gareth, don't be worried if any of these are bad. We're just going over these for our own sake.
So yeah, basically he played for 2 years only. I was surprised by that. Only from 2015 to 2017.
Yep.
His highest rank was 86.
Yep.
He had 14 centuries.
Yep.
And his highest break, was 127. So, and he did that at the Gdynia Open in 2014.
Gdynia Open, that was out in Poland.
Yeah, it's Polish. Yes, exactly, correct. So, do you have any? Do you remember him as a player, Scott, by chance? No.
I seem to remember he played in Dennis Taylor night spectacles.
Correct. Yeah.
That's
Maybe
right.
we can quiz him about those tomorrow night.
And,
yeah, and
he may come on with them. Who knows?
or maybe I can put mine on upside down and make him feel more at home, I think.
yeah, I'm sure we will. Like I say, his best runs, his best run was a second round at Scottish Open, wasn't it, in 2016-17 season, in his last season.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty good run.
Yep.
And his last event in the China Open, his very last event, by the way, in 2017 at the China Open.
Yep.
And his last match there, when it comes up for me, it was a 5-0 defeat to Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Oh yes, I see that on YouTube. I watched that match last night to dust up. That was his. Well, I didn't realize it was his last match, but I remember he did play Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Yeah.
That was it. That was his final game on the ranking service. Anyway, not obviously. He probably gone into Pro Tour after that, or the
Huge School or something.
Huge School. But yeah, really looking forward to getting Gareth on for a chat tomorrow night.
Yeah.
To say, Gareth, no, don't be shy. We're not that bad, really. We don't bite, do we, guys?
No, certainly not.
Not yet, we don't.
No, exactly. So anyway, let's just go. If there's any latest, still 3-1 to Trump at the moment. So, and I'll tell you the live scores in that frame 4. 35-0 currently to Trump. So
who's
I think it's going to be a Trump-Lazowski final.
Where Trump wins 4-2, I reckon.
So I was just going to say, what's your pick for the final? You're going Trump 4-2. Graham, what do you got?
I would go Trump 4-1.
Man, I hate to agree with Scott, but I think I have to agree with him. 4-2 for Trump. No Lazowski.
Unless Trump goes flying out the blocks and gets a 4-0 whitewash, bang, just pots the lights out of him. You never know.
But Lazowski can do the same. Don't forget that.
Yeah,
that's true. In a short match, he could actually. That's true. But I think we're all wise in Trump.
Full credit to Matthew Selt, of course, who beat Stephen Hendry along the way. And, he did really well to beat Stephen Hendry, actually.
And Stephen didn't play badly either.
No, that's right. And for a match against a legend, Celt didn't take that into consideration. Didn't show too much respect at all. Just went
No.
out there and did the job. And
Yeah.
and I think that's what you've got to do against someone like Mr. Hendry.
It was very efficient, I thought.
And then he did the same against Barry Hawkins, didn't he? Beat him in the final frame decider.
He
Very
did.
good performance there, which nobody would have thought it'd come through Hawkins.
No.
And then he beat Kyron Wilson. So 2 great results there.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. And then to beat Vahedi 4-1.
Who's
And then
playing very well, Vahedi, so that's another good result.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then to get through Chris Wakeling 4-0. Well, yeah. I suppose what's happened to Chris Wakeling, by the way? He's gone bald head. He's bald head from Mr. Rosary. What's going on there?
Yeah, I know. It's a different look, isn't it? For sure.
It is. From his
Yeah, it is a different look, and I don't think he suits in it. Don't think it helps his game either, but nonetheless. No, I like Chris Wakeling as a player, but he just needs to go away and work on a few things, probably.
Like you say, with Judd Trump and Mark Allen, for him to get through to, well, possibly beat Celt now. No surprise there, we don't think. But beating Mark Allen, so you say Mark Allen wasn't never in the game? No. Okay, guys. So it looks like Trump and Lazowski. Let's go through the rankings. For the fantasy next. Shall we do that?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll do that now.
We got 4 tonight, haven't we?
Yes. We have. Yeah, we have got 4. So I'm just going to go for Tipshire, Unnu.
Yeah.
3.
I'm going 3 there, I think.
Yes, I think we agree on that, Scott. He can do anything at any given time, so he's kind of a tricky one. So I think 3 is a fair number.
Yeah, because he's won the shootout, and obviously we don't want to give too much credence to that, but there's a ranking of that all the same.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
so that's 3 points. Yep, for Unnu. Tipshire. Next, we're going with. I just do this randomly, by the way, guys. I don't know where I'm looking or anything. Lillian Boyko.
Lillian Boyko.
I have to say 2.
2.
Well,
okay.
Scott, what do you got, Scott?
2, I think, on Lillian Boyko.
I think it's 2 as well, because he hasn't done enough yet.
He's only 15 years of age. He's younger than I am.
It's the same age as my shoes. But
what? Well, okay. And we're gonna have for Scott next.
Yeah.
I'll pick my whoever. Yeah, we're gonna have our first top 16 player put into the fantasy, and it's gonna be the man we spoke about earlier, Ding Zhongwei.
Oh.
4.
That's a bit ambitious, Scott. Really.
Scott? Why do you have him at 4?
Well, because he has won 14 ranking titles, but I'm not giving him 5 because he's been quiet lately.
It was never a consideration for 5. I was thinking more of a 3.
I'm thinking 3 too because of his latest.
3, man. I'm not convinced that it's. I was never thinking 5.
No.
So maybe 3.
I'm thinking 3 too because, like I say, he's
right. I've been overruled there. 3 it is.
Yeah, it's just for his recent antics. I think like the Welsh Open, the "Oh dear me," Phil Yates said it. Just for the Welsh Open, Gibraltar Open, and the Players Championship, he's just not performed. So it's got to be a 3.
Yeah, I'd say 3.
Well, I've been overruled there, but nonetheless.
All right.
All right. Well, I don't think it's a case of trying to overrule.
No, I know.
I think we're looking at it as an objective.
Yeah.
So anyway, and the next guy is Liang Wenbo. Another
3.
Chinaman.
You're saying 3, Scott?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 3 as well. That was my first thought. Capable on any given do something, but the results.
Yeah, I'll go with you there, Scott.
Yeah.
All right. So that's Anu, Lillian Boyko, Ding Junhui, and Liang Wenbo all entered into the fantasy now. So we've got 14 players out of 128. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah.
So anything else to add tonight, guys? By the way, big news for Gibraltar Open. Selt may be going 3-2.
Okay,
He's
good.
he's now 38 to 35 up and on a break of 38. So it looks like he may get 3-2 there.
So Scott,
Selt. 51 now. 51 to 35.
Scott, what are your thoughts on the lower ranked players, what they've done at this tournament?
They've been very impressive, I have to say, albeit the short format is in favour of more shocks, obviously, but you still got to play very well. So, yes, I've been very, very impressed with all the lower ranked players. Selt, the most impressive of them for me was Anthony Hamilton's performance against Murphy yesterday. I watched that whole match, and that was just marvellous.
That was a great match. I also thought Wakeland beating Selby was a really good result.
Yes.
Yeah, that was probably the highest profile one, but in terms of quality of performance, probably Anthony Hamilton.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. Fair. So, yeah, no, it's interesting. And then we go, what tournament is after this?
Got the WST Pro Series and that, a couple of best of threes there, but then the next major tournament will be the Tour Championship on the 22nd of March.
Perfect. Excellent stuff.
Yeah, there we go. That's I think that's wrapped up the episode for tonight, guys.
And then I've got a couple of questions just to wrap up the Predictions League for Gibraltar.
Okay.
Because of course, by the time we've Gareth on tomorrow, Gibraltar will be finished.
Yeah.
So, question number 1 of 3. How many ranking titles has Ken Doherty won?
How many titles has Ken Doherty won? Okay.
Correct. Number 2. In which year did Neil Robertson win his first ranking title?
What year did Neil Robertson win his first ranking title?
Yep.
Okay.
And finally, who did Alex Higgins defeat in the final of the Irish Masters in 1989?
Who did Alex beat?
Let's just say he was a young man at the time.
He was, or the opponent? The opponent?
Yes, the opponent was a very young man at the time.
Oh, okay. Wow. No idea, but I will guess.
I will guess too.
Yeah. Bear in mind the year, 1989.
Yeah, right, that's it.
Right.
Number 1.
Number 1. How many ranking titles has Ken won?
9, I guessed.
4.
6.
Ah.
Right in between.
Yeah. That's 1 off for Mike, 63, and 1 off for me, 50. For a wrong answer, Mike, unfortunately.
Okay.
Right, next.
In what year did Robble win his first ranking title?
Neil Robertson?
Yep.
2006?
Correct.
Oh.
I thought I knew that. That one I actually had a hint. Okay.
Correct.
I
And
was
who did
told
Alex beat in the final of the Irish Masters in 1989? Very young man at the time.
Stephen Hendry.
Correct.
Yeah, I got Hendry too. Yeah,
Okay.
just to let you know, I got Hendry too at the bottom there.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
What did you put for the Robertson answer, Graham?
2009.
Ah.
So I come out with 51 there. But Mike, yeah, you got Stephen Hendry as well. So 67 now. Going well, Mike, there. 67 points. Scott still on 110. And me on 51.
So,
Right.
and that's our last one before Gibraltar ends. So, for this
Are we
tournament, I have won it.
Are we having a prediction on the final or not?
Yeah, we did. We did already. Trump Lazar.
Yeah, we've all gone Trump.
Okay, if he wins. Okay.
Scott went 4-2. You went 4-1.
Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah, sorry.
So,
Yeah, well, Felt is currently close to getting 3-2 at the moment. He's 61 to 41. He's 20 points behind with 25 points on the table.
Okay, so it's still.
And he's back at the table now. So, yeah, there you go. That you never know. Felt might be on a bit of a comeback. He's going to be difficult, of course, but
Excellent.
yeah.
So
Okay, guys. Well, thank you very much for the show tonight.
thank you very much, Graham.
Tomorrow. That's all right. We'll be back tomorrow with Mr. Gareth Allen.
Sounds
Can't
great.
wait for that one.
Sounds wonderful.
Excellent stuff.
Absolutely.
Good stuff indeed.
Yep.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.